Pregame.com.
We've got a big revenge spot on CBS Sunday afternoon. This is Brad Powers in the Pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking Big Ten Sunday basketball. We got a good one, Michigan at Indiana.
Payback game in Bloomington. Who do you like?
I like Indiana to get some payback here, and let's be quite frank here. We are taping this one on Wednesday night, so a little bit of a line projection here. Let's call it Indiana -3 or less. Let's talk about Indiana. Revenge for a humiliating loss against Michigan earlier this season. In fact, they lost that one by 30 points. It was their worst loss against Michigan since 1998. In fact, if you take every single Indiana game, it was their worst loss in 7+ seasons. I expect them to be maximum motivated here. Markets won't quite factor that maximum effort into play, and that's why we like Indiana minus the points.
Now, I did not catch the massacre in the first game. What the heck happened?
Well, Michigan had one of their best shooting performances of the entire season. They shot 63% from the field, 55% from three-point range. In fact, it was their second best overall percentage of the entire season. Their first best against a terrible bottom 50 team in Maryland Eastern Shore. Very tough to replicate that here.
Two bubble teams playing here. How does that impact your handicap, if any?
Well, I think it might actually give an extra half point of home court value for Indiana here. But first, obviously, the game means a lot to both teams. But you got a very smart, high basketball IQ Indiana fan base. They know every possession matters. They know how much this game means to Indiana's NCAA tournament hopes. So it's going to be a very energized crowd, and I think we get an extra value because it's going to be a very loud Assembly Hall.
A very happy Michigan team going into this game. They just played the perfect game against their in-state rival, Michigan State.
You're on to something, Fez, because that leads me right into my second handicap. You look at Michigan, they're off an historic win over their arch rival Michigan State. They won the game by 29. It was their largest margin of victory over Michigan State since 1948. Heck, Fez, you weren't even born yet. You weren't even a gleam in your daddy's eye at that point. You look at why they beat Michigan State by 29, shot 60% from the field. Betting public is going to overreact to that. Hey, Michigan's back. They're playing great again. The fact of the matter is, prior to that game, they were on a 3-8 against the spread run.
Indiana star guard Blackman has been out. What is his status?
Well, he's still out indefinitely as we're taping this, but let's talk about how Indiana has adjusted to life without him. First two games was a mess. They got outscored by their two opponents by 22 points per game. Last two games without him have been a much better look. They've outscored their opponents by 2 points per game, and I'll use your terminology, Fez, with this one. I think we got a free roll. I like Indiana even with Blackman out of the lineup in this one. You throw him into the lineup if he gets cleared to play, and I like the Hoosiers even more.
I love the free roll. Let's make it official.
Yeah, let's make this one official. What we have here, Indiana has max motivation with a big-time revenge spot here off an historic 30-point loss to Michigan in the first meeting. On the other hand, we got Michigan with some questionable motivation because they're coming off an A game. An historic win over their arch rival Michigan State could be a little flat here. Add it all up, we're taking Indiana minus the points. More videos at pregame.com.